Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving Schools.
Hello and welcome to Owen the Town. Another 3 points for Luton Town, thankfully. Surrounded by a bit of drama, some poor refereeing decisions, and a somewhat lacklustre performance, I'd like to say. Burst of energy at the end. Morris bags a brace. Some might say rather fortunately. But a win is a win, and we'll discuss that match in more detail. Also, we asked you guys, have you changed your expectations based on our start to the season? And what about Kraus and Moses? How good were they coming on at the weekend? We have your 3-word reviews and much, much more. And with me tonight, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this already. There's just the two of them. It's Darren and Bataro.
Hello.
Steve's not very well. He didn't want to come up. Bataro, I haven't put you up, have I?
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, hello.
Listen, we were quite lucky with those 3, weren't we, at the weekend? But, 3 points is 3 points, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, no, it is, especially when we've had a bit of a poor start. I think getting back-to-back wins is huge. But it's flat, isn't it? It's flat.
Yeah, it was very flat, wasn't it? It was awful.
It's a shame, really, because, back-to-back wins, we haven't been playing very well. We all know that. We haven't had the opportunities. We haven't been scoring goals. Our front two haven't been scoring. Yet we've got 6 points out of 6 in the last 2 games, and suddenly we're sort of bouncing up the table.
Play bad and win games, so yeah, that's a good thing, isn't it? So,
well, you'll take it. Not great opposition though, as well. Sheffield Wednesday came up. Millwall have been battling down the bottom there, so we're battling wins against, on paper, poor teams.
Hang on a minute, did Wednesday not come up the season before?
Season before, they stayed up last season.
They stayed up.
Oh, sorry, I didn't want to chop you in it there.
No, but I would say about Sheffield Wednesday though, on the day, and we've got to be fair, they were far better team. The far better team just in the game. You have to be fair about that.
Yeah, of course, but when you offer them the ball, you try and play out from the back so deep in your own half, and you just can't pass them out of the back. You can't string 2 passes, 3 passes together, even that. Then you're going to make them look kind of better than what we are, because we look shite. Let's face it, we were terrible.
Yeah.
Especially in the first 30, 35 minutes. I'd put it up there, probably one of the worst
why do you think,
I've seen for a long time.
Why do you think that was, though? What's changed? Is it the formation? Is it they just? I mean, because they're not bad footballers. They don't just.
Of course.
I think
change overnight, do they?
No, I think Rob's come out and said he wants to play this certain style. He wants to. He's trying to play a Premier League style type of football. He wants to pass it around and everything else. We spoke about it last time. You need to be Man City to be able to do it. I think the biggest disappointment for me, and it was my mistake. Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday just stayed up last season, but they're going to be down there again this season. We're hopefully not going to be, but he was playing a 5-4-1, a box midfield. So and the wing backs couldn't get forwards. So that's fair play to Sheffield Wednesday. But you're talking about having 7 defensive players. So, you got your 5 at the back, you've got your 2 CDMs. So it leaves you Chong, Clark and Adebayo as your attacking options if your wing backs can't get forward. Yeah, of course,
and they're not getting forward at all, are they?
And you're at home against the team, arguably, we're all going to say it, that we all predicted 3s and 4s, so we're expecting to win. And you're almost playing 7 defensive type players at home. For me, it's mind-boggling, and it's really, really disappointing. And they want to play it, and they couldn't do it. Look, I don't agree with booing the players as they're taking the short passing, and that's not. Nobody, we're not going to achieve anything by doing that. I think the fans are trying to tell Rob we don't like that style, but if that's his style, that's what he wants to do. But it ain't half frustrating.
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
you go there full of hope that we're going to put in because we haven't seen a really fantastic home performance for a while, and we can go back to the Premier League to see that, I would say. And it's frustrating when you know how good our players are. Mm-hmm. And I've said this before. I said it on the Sheffield Wednesday preview that I did with the guys from Wednesday Till I Die. That we have probably the most expensive squad we've ever formed, and you expect more from them. I'm not saying they won't produce more. It's early days still. It's what is it? 5 games, 6 games,
6.
Something like that, yeah.
So maybe this is the worm that turns it all.
Well, hopefully. I mean, it all depends whether he's going to stick to that style of football, I guess. But I think he will for the foreseeable. But
well, do you know
I don't personally want to see that. But look, if it does, eventually they get to grips and they can finally start producing football whilst playing out from the back, then so be it, fine. It might take some time, or is he going to abandon that and go back to how he did, like the aggressive sort of like front-footed press?
It's a difficult one. Let's have a look at the game in more detail. Let's look at your 3-word reviews first. Fraser says, never in doubt. Well, I think that's tongue-in-cheek, Fraser, obviously, isn't it? LTFC Dave, points Trump's performance. Bertie, papering over cracks. Daz, ref was diabolical. And yet again, we're going to have to talk about a refereeing performance, which is ridiculous. Chris, fan meltdown avoided. Steve, dreadful until penalty. Connor, subs very impressive. Damien, I think he means ref changed everything. Gavin, Kraus must start. And Michael, momentum finally building. What do you want to take from those boys?
I'll go with Bertie. We kind of covered it anyway, but papering over the cracks. Edwards got away with one. I think he got away with one. And it is, you got the points and it's back-to-back wins, but I guess the outsiders were looking, Luton won again and everything else. But us that the fans, and when we know what's going on, that was very much a papering over the cracks result.
It was, I'll be honest, one of those ones, like a couple of boys, and obviously going out after the game or whatever, went to the pub and they were like, oh yeah, so Luton got results today. Oh, fair play, it's starting to pick it up now. I went, I don't know about that. But look, we'll take it for time being with me. But
hey, listen, if you won Scrappy every week and when you got promotion, you wouldn't give them monkeys, would you?
No, no, of course you wouldn't. Of course.
No, well, then,
so that's what we're saying.
If you dig these results out, surely
it'll get better. It has to get better.
So, but then, at what stage does Rob go? Okay, we've got to do that. That's the team we've got to become. I wanted to be this fancy playing team. So if we were to go back up, we're more ready for the Premier League and things like that. Or he's got to get his backroom staff and go, do we ditch that and just become the team that we were when we went up before?
That's it.
It's a big call, and he's going to have to make it at some stage, because if he keeps going with what he's doing and it doesn't work, those boos are going to get louder.
I didn't hear many boos at the weekend.
I mean, I didn't hear. Well,
No, honestly,
there was some. There was a lot of grumbling though, wasn't there? As
Is
well?
that maybe because your fickle end up in the Kenny?
Well, no,
Don't look at us. It wasn't us. Well, I know it wasn't me. I don't know about Darren, but
I won't boo.
No, you won't.
The players are doing what they've been told to do. So and booing them while they're taking a short goal kick and trying to pass
destroys them, doesn't it?
That ain't going to help them.
No, of course.
God, I'm beginning to wonder what stadium I was at the weekend, because I didn't hear any of that.
But to be fair, though, you've only got 50% hearing, so
There is that. Yeah, there is that.
if anyone doesn't know, so when you talk to Dave, right, and you're walking down the street or wherever, you have to then do this little thing. Oh, well, no, hang on, let me go around the other side of you so I can hear you. So yeah, that's why you didn't hear
But then you get the ironic cheers. So when I'll get you out of it quick. So when Kaminsky kicks it long and everybody goes, "Hey," you know.
Yeah, but then you lose the ball straight away and it comes straight back at you.
Yeah, but we didn't. The one time he did it, we actually
I was going to say it was more effective in diagonal.
I think Clark got off the second ball, and then we were 2/3 of the way up the pitch.
But Tari didn't pick a few words.
Yeah, well, I have. I've got one here. So, fan meltdown avoided, like we just discussed in there.
We sound like you two are having a bloody meltdown just then.
I'll be honest. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, I said it down before. I don't know if you were listening, Dave, or have you heard. But basically, I was on the verge of having a meltdown after about 28, 30 minutes. I was very, very frustrated. Obviously, I would never boo or anything like that. I was just moaning, whinging. I was like, I can't bother to watch. I was on my phone. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
It was so painful to watch, and it was like, it's not working. Why are we getting the ball taking 3-4 seconds to pass the ball off? Mengi would get the ball. He'd roll it back, roll it forward, and then like go sideways again. It's like, why? Back to the keeper, lose the ball. Fuck, here we go again. Sorry, language, but yeah.
But that's what I was saying. We are incredibly slow in the build-up,
Yes.
and I know it's possession-based, and you're trying to shift the other team. It's a game of chess, isn't it? You're trying to shift the other team around.
Yeah.
But we're at home against the team. You don't want to, but you expect to be, and you.
Oh, of course.
Come out the traps and go for them.
Yeah.
Well, given their fault, I just want to just apologise to David. He did say red changed everything,
Yes.
and not ref. Red changed everything, and he's right. the red did change everything. We're going to talk about that in more detail. Let's look at the game then. What do we have? One change from Millwall. Bell not available, so Walters comes in, and then Krause is on the bench, and you're thinking, oh, let's see how he plays. And we'll talk about him in a bit more detail. Full of optimism, and then the game starts, and within minutes you're thinking, we're not playing so well. You know, did we start too slow? Did we really press them that high from the beginning?
No, it was so deep. It was ridiculous.
It was beyond.
We sat back, even even the lines were flat as well. Like you're sitting there, right? I think the back 3-5, whatever it was at the time, was probably only about 25 yards out, if that, 20 yards. No, it wasn't even that, was it? It was inside the area most of the time. Yeah,
and I think in the build up, I think in the pre-game podcast, the guy was saying we won't sit back, we won't. Sit in banks of 4s or 5s. Sheffield Wednesday are a counter-attacking or a pressing team. So we knew they were going to come at us, but it was almost like we were the away team, and we went, right, let's ride the storm. It
was almost like Wednesday were a level above as well, like a Premier League team that we were playing. That's what it looked like, because we genuinely looked clueless.
They dominated early play from the start.
Yes, they did.
We couldn't get a grip on it. We couldn't hold the ball. We couldn't keep possession. We were turning it over all the time, and they were passing it around, like you say, Pataro, like that, like they were a level above us.
Fair play to them. I mean, fair play to Wednesday. Like, if any Wednesday fans are listening or whatever, fair play to them for doing that, because they did a number on us, but we didn't help ourselves. But maybe they were better than what we thought potentially. I don't know. Maybe I think it's a mixture of both. But
it takes a bad manager to underestimate your opposition. I'm sure they take them all the same seriousness, but
their confidence levels are up. Well,
they had a very scrappy goal against them, wasn't it? Was it about QPR?
QPR, yeah.
And they just haven't got that lucky break, and they start off, and you're just thinking, well, if they carry on like this, there's only going to be one winner.
Yeah. There'll be a lot worse teams than them down at Kenilworth Road this season.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. Yeah. So are Sheffield Wednesday in a relegation scrap? I don't think they will be. I think they'll do okay.
I mean, you don't know after 5-6 games. You never know.
No, you never know.
I don't look at the table to at least 10 games into it anyway, or look at teams and look how they're performing. It's a consistency thing anyway. So, but yeah.
I just look at the chance after chance after chance, and then you look at their first opportunity, and you're thinking to yourself, we got out of jail there. Was it Windass? So the cross. I mean, if that's your team making that move, if it's Luton doing that, you're expecting that's a goal.
Yeah.
So was it a brilliant save? Was it the fact that that Kaminski was just in the correct place at the correct time? And
I know what Darren thinks.
Were we lucky, Darren, not to concede a penalty there?
It's a difficult one. The camera angles can show all different things, as when we were talking about our penalty and everything. But look, Mengi's done great to get there. I'm not sure whether he takes the player. The ball comes in and there's a coming together. You think, okay, if VAR's in there, I don't know. Look, Kaminski's made a great save, and whether Windass got there or Mengi caught him or.
It did certainly look that way, didn't it?
Yeah, for me, in real time, we're down behind that goal. In real time, I was like, you're looking for the
tight,
you're looking for the ref, thinking, what's he going to give? It was a bit touch and go for me, but seemingly for other people, they didn't see it that way.
So
I see it a bit like that. Well, not at the time, obviously, but I did see it obviously on the replay we watched earlier. It did look like he was very tight, so I think he might have caught his ankle or something. He stuck the right foot out, didn't he? I think as well. Also, but yeah.
Atari, if that's Carlton Morris or Adebayo getting on into that chance, are you thinking must score? Must score.
Well, you'd think, wouldn't you? But then, like 5 yards there again, Kaminski's there and he's covered the ground, and it's just like, what do you do? I mean, I don't know, but yeah, of course.
Well, I'm grateful, but that should have been our first warning, shouldn't it? That should have been okay. We need to step up here.
And we know what Barry Bannon's all about. I'm sure we'll talk about his goal later, but we know what Barry Bannon's about. He's a wonderful lower league player.
Yeah.
I mean, if you call Championship lower league, he's wonderful at that level. But he was absolutely pulling the strings for him, and that ball across was great.
And he consistently does it every single week as well. I mean, this guy, I don't understand how he went down to League One level with them or whatever. It's just like, how? This guy, I think he's been there a long time now, hasn't he, Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah.
Like you say, he's wonderful to watch. On the eye, it's brilliant.
We still didn't react to that. We didn't react to that, and we were still second best all of the time. Now, before we talk about the shot from, was it Kabachi? Is that how you pronounce his name?
I'll give you that. Yeah,
you'll give me that.
Kamaski,
whatever his name is. Well, let's talk about that shot first. The movement he made across the box and the shot. Well, that was close.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was so close. That
Didn't
goes
realise
in.
how close it actually was until I watched it back.
We could have been 2-3-0 down first half. I mean, talk about that chance though. I mean, could we done anything different for that?
I think you said, like you're saying, we could have been 2 or 3 down. I'm trying to remember because we had a little watch back, didn't we? And there's,
I think he just cuts in, doesn't he? No one closes him down, really.
Yes.
Everyone just sort of like goes, oh, yeah, go onto your right foot, go onto your right foot. I don't know if it is right or left foot, I don't know. They've done that for a reason, but yeah. And then all of a sudden it's opened up for him and he's whipped one in. You think, Christ.
And that's going in top left corner as I look at it.
Yeah. And I mean,
You know.
yeah.
I don't know about you,
Top
Darren.
right corner as I look at it.
I was going to say, as you're looking at it.
Yeah,
I don't know about you, Darren. Obviously, we're behind the goal. And from my point of view at the time, I thought, it's gone quite a way wide. I didn't think it was that close until I've watched it back
I
in the
think
replay.
because sometimes when it's close, a keeper would dive
Leaves it,
anyway, or does that. Oh, I'm okay. I've got it covered. But I don't think.
Again?
But I don't think Kaminsky did anything. If it was on target, he's well beaten.
Yeah, there was no chance he'd say that. I mean, it was a great strike. Again, if it was one of ours and we missed it, you'd think goal. But I just want to touch on last week we talked about referees. The week before we talked about referees. But this one,
It was
I mean, come on. Firstly, let's say he wasn't good for both teams overall. But first half, and I would challenge a Sheffield Wednesday fan to say differently. He was not giving us anything. I mean, the fact that 3 sides of the ground cheered when we got a free kick against Adebayo,
Yeah.
and it was loud,
Yeah.
and it went on for a while, shows you really how bad his performance was.
It was single-handedly the worst refereeing performance I've seen at any level of football
really?
in my life.
Christ.
And that's Sunday League. I'll take Sunday League. I thought he was absolutely diabolical.
He was shocking, wasn't he?
But do you remember that ref? It was Kettle, Trevor Kettle.
Yeah.
He was worse than Trevor Kettle.
At least you knew where you were with Trevor Kettle. You just knew what was going to happen.
Honestly, I feel really bad for criticising the referee from last week now.
Well, the referee from last week was poor.
I mean, yeah,
but
come
not
on,
that bad.
He was world class compared to the guy on Saturday. it was unreal. Wasn't I couldn't understand.
What was he not seeing that we could see? And is it because we're partisan? Is it because really there was nothing to complain about? Sheffield Wednesday possibly would say, you know what, you're overreacting. But then second half, they were the same as us. They gave them next to nothing.
He was just a prick, wasn't he? Like, let's face it, he can. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not saying I'm amazing at anything, but when you're doing the job and you're earning quite a lot of money doing that, you can't. I mean, 1 or 2 mistakes, let it ride, fine. But
you
it was constant.
You can't tell me all those fouls on Adebayo, none of them were a foul. He didn't give one. There was no protection for Adebayo at all.
No.
It's just the inconsistency in his decisions. And we're going to sound like we're really biased, but it was so one-sided. It was ridiculous.
Well, in the first half, I agree with you. I would say absolutely, it was always against us. But we weren't playing well. We were frustrated as fans. Are we looking with our little rose-tinted specs on, going, actually? Or was he that bad?
Here's a question for both you boys. Have you ever seen a ref give an offside that the lino didn't give?
Seriously, you do that? I missed that.
Did you not see it?
No.
Yeah.
That was like, did it happen now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was second. It was the second half. It might have been Clark. I think so. It was down our left. And I mean, I must admit, I looked across because I thought, did he look offside? But
so he got it right there.
Well, no, I don't know. The lino's dead in line. Flag down, when they run with keeping the flag down, and he just looked around and went, I'm going to give it.
Oh, wow.
Just like, I've never seen that before.
I've seen it in Sunday League before, but yeah, because I've done it before.
Yeah, because the lino's normally hanging and 50 yards off the pace, but the lino was banging line. He's looked across and went, you're not going to put your flag up? Well, I'm going to give it anyway. It's incredible. Absolutely brilliant.
Well,
fair play if you got it right, like, that's what I'm saying.
We'll talk more about the referee as we get closer to the end of the game, obviously, but to get in at 0-0, I was quite relieved. I'm thinking, come on, then we're gonna regroup. We're gonna come out and we're gonna go straight at them.
I was expecting changes.
Yeah, well, we didn't change straight away, did we? That's the point. And to be fair, at 0-0, you're thinking you get one goal, the game changes for us. The game changes, gives us a little bit more momentum, and we can get through it. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get 2 or 3 because it was my 3-0 prediction, obviously. And it wasn't like that. Start second half, it's the same as the first half.
But to get a goal, you need to shoot, Dave.
Well, that's the point. We did not have not one chance in the first half, not one.
Did we have a single shot in the first half? Oh, it was about 40 minutes in, wasn't it?
We didn't have one great chance.
I think there was one there was a looping header that the keeper just helped it over the bar. And
it was already over. It wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, but I think that might have counted as our shot on target because
brilliant.
we were trying to work it out at half time where we had a shot on target. But
well, it wasn't on target. It was going over.
yeah, but I think it counted as a shot on target.
No,
But it was going over.
Yeah, but as you're saying,
No.
But as you're saying, Dave, there needed to be a react. There needed to be a change in formation, a change in players. To what's that saying? When if you keep going back and doing the same thing and expect different results, it's a sign of madness.
Yeah.
To come out and not change when you've been so dominated by the opposition is mind-boggling to me. Absolutely mind-boggling.
Well, maybe they tried to change, but then again, listen, I think at points we have to give Sheffield Wednesday some credit here. They went at us, they had a game plan, they stuck by it, and they were clearly better than us on the day, without a shadow of a doubt.
But react to that.
Yeah, but okay, so yeah, we do react to that, but we don't react to that straight away. And then there's
Come on, what's
the
up?
goal, the Bannon goal, right? I want to say at this point, his strike was sublime. The way he controlled it, the way he struck it in was brilliant.
Yeah.
And no one stopping that. I don't care who you are as a goalkeeper.
The technique was fantastic.
The pass across to him, perfect, absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
But there wasn't one player around him. And that all started from Alfie losing the ball. Did he overhit it? And then he just sort of, I think he was going to go for a run down the.
I just don't think he had his head up, did he? He weren't looking.
He sort of overran it.
Yeah.
Alfie had a great game at Millwall, but he had a poor game on Saturday.
For his standards, massively.
Yeah.
We could stop that. Normally we'd stop that. But he goes down, I can't remember who crossed it for him, but he's running down the right wing. He stops, he looks up, and he picks Bannon out perfectly. There was 5 Luton defenders in that box. 4.
Yeah, probably all in the 6-yard box as well.
They all went central.
Yeah,
didn't
everyone just got dragged by the.
Who was meant to be with him? I mean, someone stands with him. He can't score there.
I mean, the camera's got drawn over to the right hand side, hasn't he? Already, so it's up to one. For me, in my opinion, I think it's up to one of the midfielders to track.
It's either the midfielder or it's Burke of the right of the 3.
Well, that goes in, and you go, that's it. There's no way we're getting back from this because they've been on top all game, and they might as well score 2 or 3 now because I don't think we haven't been playing well enough to get back in.
Well, I can tell you what the odds were, Dave, because me and Paul we were that bored we were on our phones.
Oh,
Paul. Paul, you can mark it down. On about 65 minutes. We had a little look to see what the odds were for us to come back and win the game, and you would have got 16-1.
Wow.
Did you put a couple of quid on?
No,
that's unlike you too.
I know
16-1, and that's how poor everyone thought we were playing.
Yeah,
16-1. Christ.
What turned it was firstly the subs. I reckon they did. They did definitely turn the game a little bit. The referee changed. We were getting a few more things.
Morris knows how to play a ref better than Adebayo.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, so Morris is on, Adebayo's on, Moses comes on, Joe Taylor comes on.
Krause
comes on.
Krause come on a bit later on, didn't he? After
a little bit
but
later.
Yeah.
Firstly, I want to say about Krause, amazing.
Oh, mate,
I can't wait to see him start. Can you?
He looks a player, doesn't he? He looks a hell of a player.
Have any of you boys seen him playing Germany before?
No.
Good player.
And he looked, when he came off afterwards at the end of the game, he looked like he had a fantastic. He was goosebumps for him.
Yeah,
It was brilliant. So surely we've got to give Rob credit for doing that. Maybe a little bit later than we expected, and then changing the formation as well.
Yeah, he did change formation.
Yeah,
was it a
4-4-2?
4-2 or whatever it was?
He went
4-4-2.
He went 4-4-2, and I hark back to the Burnley home game where I said it. I said, just get back,
Yeah.
get back to playing that. We look really good as a 4-4-2. We look good with 4 across the back. He went to a 4-4-2, did the basics. We look better.
So we were getting a few more nods from the ref. We're getting a few more free kicks, and now we're having Sheffield Wednesday fans going, oh, "This referee's rubbish because that wasn't a foul. This wasn't." And I sort of agree with them, to be honest, in some areas. But I'll take any foul he gives us. And was it Doughty's free kick? 77th minute. Was it 77, 76?
77, yeah.
77th minute. And what happens? Pings around, and McGuinness heads the ball towards the goal.
And then the defender.
And then we have the controversial. I changed the word. The controversial incident with opinions change, don't they? So, firstly, for me, 100% handball,
Yeah, it's
100% penalty. And if you can see on the video, we've got these yellow sheets in front of us with the handball. Handball, there it is there. Look, handball, no handball. Right. And I'm telling you, from the moment I saw it, I thought it was handball. Right. But Darren, you thought differently earlier.
Yeah, again, we're down behind that goal. On my first impressions, I was like, look, he gave it so quickly that you don't have time to think, is it, isn't it? He just gave it so quick. And I kind of looked around and went, oh, I think we've got lucky there. I genuinely felt we got lucky. One, that he decided to do that because I felt the keeper was kind of there anyway. But for me, in real time, and I only watched the highlights once on my phone, and I thought it come off right by his shoulder, which for me wouldn't be handball.
Yeah, but shoulder is not a handball.
No.
Right,
So that's
shoulder
what I
is
thought.
not handball. So he's claiming it's shoulder, but when you look closer, come on,
Yeah.
it's the arm movement first off.
It's a clumsy arm movement, really clumsy.
Yeah,
If he keeps
the arm
it-
comes out, doesn't it, as well? So it's like there's a gap between the armpits. So yeah,
If he keeps his hand by his side, he gets away with that.
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. But I'll be honest. At the time, I never saw it. It happened too quick. I think I took my glass off at this point as well, so I couldn't really see much.
But the players, what 4 or 5 of them, all in the penalty area, they all turned immediately, didn't they? But
The physical movement of his arm towards the ball, it touches it. The ball hits him sort of, I'm going to say, well, just below the shoulder sort of thing.
it's kind of where the championship is it the badge or the say no to racism bit on the sleeve, isn't it? It's quite far
definitely
down. Yeah.
for me. I mean, I know Sheffield Wednesday fans will think totally the opposite, but for me, it's a penalty.
It is a penalty,
and if it's a penalty, then it's a correct red card.
Yeah.
And if they're going to try and appeal that red card, which they particularly can, they can.
Well, they can appeal it, but he's not going to get away with
he's
that.
got to be-
It's
he's
the
got-
movement towards the ball. It's the arm going out like that.
He's got to get back to Sheffield. He's still on the pitch, isn't he?
Well,
He might have got stuck in the mud a little bit.
We
yeah.
talk about gamesmanship every now and then. He had Bernard had the common sense, if I'm honest, to take as much time to get off that field as he would. What are they going to do? They can't find him again. They can't.
They should, though.
They can't send him off again.
It's poor from the referee.
Yeah, poor, because the referee should have ushered him off.
Yeah.
He should have just come on and get off
Or
there.
go and get his captain and go get him off the pitch.
It's not. I noticed as well as he's walking off. Well, I say walking off.
He's walking off,
whatever.
taking his
it
shin
wasn't a
pads
walk,
out,
Really, was it? It was more like a.
stubbing his toe,
He was.
laughing,
I've noticed.
smiling.
I've
'cause
noticed
he
the
knew
tunnel come back. I've noticed the tunnel come back again. They go, we might as well wait another 10 minutes now. Tunnel's come back. I thought.
Yeah, they
they're
put
putting
it
that
back.
tunnel back so he gets abuse. That's what I'm thinking. I hope he gets it here, but obviously they put it forward again. I was like,
Yeah, well, the stewards did their job there because the chief steward came out. But so that could have put Morris off, and that's what he was intending. But thankfully it didn't. Morris slots it away, and now we're bang on. And suddenly we're in the ascendancy, and it's that red card. It's that refereeing decision. One side says, like us, definite pen. The opposition say, it was my shoulder. And he was going up, tapping his shoulder. And where he was tapping his shoulder, the ball was nowhere near that.
of course not.
So, look, now you can understand Sheffield Wednesday's fans' frustration. But at this point, we begun to get on top of them. And so we should against 10 men, right?
And we absolutely annihilated him as well after that.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I thought it was just pure pepper, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
everywhere. It was quite patient build up to a certain extent, but the ball was actually going in the box.
It was going
and
forwards.
the quality of cross as well. When Victor Moses come on, can I just say, was absolutely unreal.
Wasn't it good
That's
to
how-
see him? You
Yeah.
could see a little bit of class there, couldn't you?
That's how
Yeah.
you know he's played Premier League football for a long time. Because I tell you what, the way he's lofted it was almost like it was in that area where the goalkeeper was not sure about coming for it. But it's there to be attacked.
The winning goal again. I keep talking about Sheffield Wednesday fans, but I need to say it because they would say handball, and I would say nah. But when I've looked back at it 2 or 3 times, I'm thinking it's a bit close. I think it's angles there. If you're in the wrong angle and see it from the wrong end, you might think it runs down his arm.
I thought it hit either his stomach or his the top of his like hips.
Yeah, I thought it was top of
leg,
hip. I saw in real time, I saw their players turning around claiming handball. And I'm like, it's nowhere near handball.
Was it maybe claiming the handball for McGuinness maybe when he launched himself and done like a somersault? Was it maybe for that? I don't know.
That was his head for definitely.
That
was his head for definitely.
That was
But-
ridiculous, by the way.
So
but what a move!
When
though.
we pinged that ball out, again, we talk about Doughty, but he put in some couple of great crosses. But the movement to that, Darren, I know you want to talk about Joe Taylor.
Joe Taylor's touch. When I think it obviously come in and then it got headed out or whatever, and you know it is that classic when the ball's dropping just outside the box, shoot, you know, and it's very rare the player actually shoots, but it's a great shout. But for a young lad who's probably seeking a bit of limelight and everything else, that touch to take it down, the control, you know, like when you kick around with your mates and it boots up high and you go, "How's your touch?"
Yeah.
He
That's literally
absolutely took it out the sky. And then recycled the ball. What was it to Moses, to Doughty, and in?
Yeah.
It was a great bit of football.
And thankfully, the winning goal, which is most welcome. 3 more points, and I'm just put that one to bed as lesson learned, hopefully, and we can go forward from there. When you look at the stats, though, I don't think they don't fairly reflect the game in my 59% possession for us, 41 for Sheffield Wednesday, 15 shots. I don't remember that many.
No, neither do I.
They had 12, 3 of ours on target, 6 for them. But some of the nice facts, and I'll just from Opta, I'll just say these two. Luton have won 7 of their last 8 against Sheffield Wednesday, and Sheffield Wednesday last one at Kenilworth Road in March 1989. Wow, that was a long time ago. So, you know, had I known that, I might have been a bit more relaxed. But I'll take those 3 points. Bearing in mind how things have gone, have we changed our expectations and thoughts for this season?
No, not at all. I still think we're going to get at least top half.
Darren?
Yeah, and I think I might have said that we'll be in and around the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, top 8, something like that. I still think that's where we'll be. We've just got to find a way. We've got to find a way of playing that Rob wants to play, but then getting the results. I think
has
we
to be
need
adaptive, doesn't it?
We've
It
got
has
to find
to,
a happy medium, and I think once we get that, we're away. But we just can't seem to find that.
What about the new intake? Let's talk about Kraus for a bit, just a tiny bit. I don't know. I can't remember how long he was on the pitch for.
Maybe 20, 30 minutes.
But he certainly made a difference, didn't he? He was very, just strong. Strong.
He's aggressive as well. Like, I mean, I've seen him play for Mainz before, and this guy, if you watch him, he does not stop running either. So if he does start a game, you'll see he's fit as anything.
I kind of knew. I knew what you'd said about him before, Bataria, and I knew he'd be a bit of a battler. He's get stuck in and everything else, but his range of passing, and
Head up every time.
Yeah, and head up every time. He's got a lovely technique to his pass as well.
Even the way he runs with the ball, he glides a bit. I'll be honest, I can't really compare it. Obviously, it's going to sound a bit silly, but it almost reminded me a little bit of Barkley last season. And a little bit in the way he was gliding with the ball and just, getting on the ball.
Well, no, I agree with that. And I thought and there was a couple of challenges he put in, and I just thought, we've been missing that sort of challenge. It's almost like Kevin Nichols type challenge.
Yeah. And he did I think I saw him do a little bit of a G up to the crowd, and he gets it. He gets us.
Oh, he's going to be an absolute monster for us. If he can stay for he's going to be brilliant.
And you touched on Moses. I think he looked a different class as well. And he's still doing it. I don't know, how old is Moses now?
34, is he?
33, 34.
Yeah, something like that.
You think if you can get some decent minutes out of him. Again, his first thought was forwards. He was running that line, like you said, getting the balls in. A positive attacking player, which we don't have many.
Yeah, of course. And I think every decision he made as well, it was a clever decision as well. It was like, does he go out wide every time? No. Does he come inside, play a simple pass? 1, 2. back across. It's like every time, it's like this is what we want to see.
But you know what we said
Who's out?
about Walsh last week about that the weight of pass.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Doughty had to stretch his legs a bit for the cross for the second one, but that you know he didn't overhit it. You know, it was such a crucial time, and Doughty gave Doughty the chance to get the ball in. You know, the top quality players have that weight of pass.
Yes, yeah. It's the know-how to do it, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's good to see.
Kraus has got to get a start at some point, hasn't he?
I'd be amazed if he
Friday?
didn't start Friday.
I hope so.
Because also, I was just, I don't know, I saw Walsh as more of an attacking player, not, like I said, they played in that box midfield, and Walsh was one of the defensive ones. And I kind of just think, surely he's more of an attacking one. He looks like a real playmaker kind of, you know, I'd want him
Gives
further up.
gravity as well.
So maybe it is that, you know, is he going to play Nakamba and Kraus alongside each
I think
other?
if Kraus does come in there, I think Clark's out of the team. That's what I believe.
Because Walsh is better than Clark.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, he might be. I don't want to say that. I don't know. I've not seen enough of him yet, but I just think that if Kraus does come to, I just think it's not time up, obviously, for Clark, but I think you might even see Clark maybe go a little bit further forward as well, if needed.
Clark started as captain at the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But there was no Morris, was there? I think Morris might get a start now as well.
But there's no Morris, no Bell,
Yeah.
no Pelly, and then you're starting to look around the team going, who do you give this armband
And
to?
does Morris have to start now as well after the 2 goals as well? That's the thing, isn't it? So
Look,
They're sponsored by DLA, by the way.
he sponsored, not that you could hear it over the
yeah,
town.
no, have a little whinge.
No, I think, look, I know I give Jordan Clark a bit of a rap at times. I do like him. I do like him.
I love him,
I
to be
wish
fair.
you could give him more. But we were talking about Barry Bannon earlier, and you want Clark to be a Barry Bannon, you know, scoring those, arriving late, scoring those kind of goals, a bit more Berry-esque. But he just doesn't quite give us that.
Just a point of order. He's always going to be a legend.
Yeah.
Always
course.
going to be a legend.
Of
for
course.
One goal.
What I'm saying is,
But that's what I'm saying. He can do that, but you want him to do 5 or 6 goals like that a season. Not
That's
one.
the only thing nowadays. He
6
hasn't
games
had enough
in.
goal
We'll be
contributions.
fine.
But the thing is with Clark, I think he might even see him a bit further forward because he's playing a lot that more sort of like, well, he's a midfield 2 really, isn't it? He's playing at the moment with him and Walsh, quite small guys, both of them. I think you might even see him play on the left or right a little bit as well going forward.
Well, he was on the right of the 2 because it was Chong and him with Adebayo up top, and it was Nakamba and Walsh as the 2 defensive ones. So he was forwards, but he.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Hell,
Yeah.
Walsh and him. Christ, it was, yeah. So I got him
So
two mixed
that's
up,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Walsh
No,
was
you
playing
are right,
behind
yeah.
him. So I just found it a bit.
Actually, yeah, you are
you
right.
know,
Yeah,
'cause
sorry.
actually-
I caught up there. Sorry, yeah.
Nathan Jones often dropped Clark a bit deeper as a bit of a CDM at times when he needed to, and you kind of
Yeah.
go, actually, that would probably work better than that other way around. But you know, I'm not Rob Edwards.
No,
It's the balance of the height as well. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah. Anyway, we asked you guys on our focus. Have you changed your own expectations based on our start of the season? And Kraus and Moses look great. Would you like to see them both starting? Ed said it's still early days, but my expectations have definitely been lowered by how we've been playing. Sadly for me, it's just not clicking at the moment. However, Kraus and Moses made a big difference, so I'd like them to start as soon as they're fit to play a whole 90 mins. I do think Moses would be a good as an impact sub though too. Peter says, despite the performances not being there just yet, my expectations haven't changed. I said top 8 and I stand by that. Kraus looked class and was everywhere when he came on. Moses looked good too, but probably best at least a half-hour impact sub. I don't think you can really go against those. Mark says, I stand by what I said at the start of the season. Think we'll still make the playoffs. It's a work in progress for sure, but if we get it right, we'll be up there. Kraus, yes, for a start. Moses, definitely an impact player from the bench. Richard, Kraus and Moses did look great, but it was for 20 minutes against 10 men, so far too soon to judge. They can't have hurt their chance though. My minimum expectation at the start of the season was top 6, and while we've started slowly, anything less than this season would be a failure. And finally, Chris says, I've always thought this season would be tough and a top 10 finish would be respectable. All team needs to earn the right to be in the playoffs or the automatics. Now we've won a few games, hopefully we're back in the swing of winning. I'm sure Rob is trying other formations, player combinations in training, and when the time is right, they'll get their chances. We've had a lot of good players in contention now, which is a good position to be in. Exciting times. And it is just that, exciting times. Our next trip away is Friday night, silly o'clock at Plymouth. I suppose we'll be able to do score predictions while we're here. So Steve is ill, he's got man flu, and he's
gone for a Desmond.
Has he? Desmond, 2-2.
Yeah.
Oh no. Steve, What are you playing at? And what about producer Jacob? I bet because producer Jacob, I know he's a Luton fan now, but actually he's from Plymouth, and that's his team. What has he said the game will be?
He's gone 3-1 Luton.
Let's see. I like Jacob. He's a very sound person.
Which is what I've gone. I've gone 3-1 Luton.
You've gone 3-1 Luton. Bataro.
1-0 Luton.
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
You're going to go
3-0.
3-0.
At one point in this season, it's going to come true, isn't it?
Right.
So,
Wow.
You're going 3-0?
Yeah.
Okay, can I just say, so we've had 6 games, so we've had 30 chances to get the correct score between us, and not one of us has got a correct score yet, out of 30 chances.
those are the odds. Those are the odds. Well, look, let's hope that we can get a result from Plymouth. Well, I think we do need the win, and it will set us up nicely going into Oxford, Sheffield United, and then the big one. And by the time we get to that game, I think we'll be above them in the table. So that's my prediction.
Not
You
far
can
off
write
as it
that
is.
down. 3 points now. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're going to Plymouth and you see me over there, come outside, come say hello, because I'm going on my own because nobody else wanted to come with me.
Well, Dave, I could have. I would if I could. No, yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I would if I could,
I
but I
would if I
can't.
could have. Yeah. I can't.
Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. It always helps us out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Tune in again for our Plymouth preview. I think I'm live on there. I'm doing a live broadcast.
You're
with
live?
Plymouth. I'm doing a live broadcast with Plymouth fans on Wednesday for their podcast. So we'll put the link out for that, and then look out for our one too. So like, subscribe. See you all at the game, and come on, you out there. Say.
Thank you.